players, I'm going to keep it all the way 100, bro. I don't know who the hell she is. Indiana Fever guard. Indiana Fever signed guard Kyra Lambert to a 7-day contract. Now, the Indiana Fever has signed guard Kyra Lambert to a 7-day contract. The team announced today the Fever qualified for the roster spot due to the injuries to Sydney Colson and Ari McDonald. Now, Lambert has spent the entirety of her professional career playing in Europe, most recently with, I don't know what that is, where she.
The Indiana Fever organization has recently made another roster addition by bringing in Kyra Lambert on a 7-day contract. This move comes as the team continues to address their current challenges heading into the 2025 season. Lambert joins the squad to fill a roster spot that became available due to injuries affecting Sydney Colson and Ari McDonald. The guard position signing represents an interesting development for the franchise, particularly given Lambert's extensive background playing overseas throughout her professional career. The newly signed player has spent her entire professional tenure competing in European leagues.
I don't know what that is. Where she won the Greek A1 league during the that season. Lambert averaged 15 points per game while shooting 42% from the beyond the arc. To go alongside with, she was named Europe's Guard of the Year. For what year, though? Was that last year? Prior to that game, that's her time in Greece. Lambert also spent time in France, so she's definitely a European player. Before going professional, Lambert spent her college between Duke University.
Her most recent stint was in Greece, where she secured the Greek A1 League championship during her time there. During that campaign, Lambert posted solid statistics, averaging 15 points per contest while maintaining a 42% shooting percentage from three-point range. Her performance earned recognition as Europe's Guard of the Year for that season. Prior to her Greek experience, Lambert also competed in France, establishing herself as a reliable European circuit player. Her college background includes time at both Duke University and Texas before transitioning to professional basketball.
Lambert spent her college between Duke University and Texas. Lambert will wear number 15. So they have signed a player from overseas. It's shocking development. Now, they had no European players on the team, and we know news broke last month about them actually not even having a European scouting department. So for them to sign this player from overseas means that they're very, very desperate. Now, I don't know how good this player is. I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys.
Lambert will don jersey number 15 for the Fever. This overseas signing marks a notable shift for Indiana, as the team previously lacked European representation on their roster. Reports from the previous month indicated the organization didn't maintain a European scouting department, making this international addition somewhat surprising. The move suggests the franchise is exploring all available options to strengthen their lineup. Fan reactions to the signing have been mixed, with some supporters expressing concern about the team's direction.
How good this player is. I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. Everybody's reacting to it online. Maybe there's some highlights of her. I'm gonna try to see. But as of right now, she is definitely on this team, and it looked like there really ain't a whole bunch of highlights on her. Like I say, somebody said we're so cooked, dog. It looked like some fans is definitely not happy with this move. CCAKG is not happy with this move. He said we're so cooked, dog.
Social media responses have ranged from cautious optimism to outright skepticism about the effectiveness of this particular roster move. Meanwhile, recent interview footage has revealed insights into star player Caitlin Clark's perspective on team dynamics and coaching decisions. Clark discussed various aspects of her playing experience, including interactions with head coach Stephanie White regarding game management and decision-making on the court. In one notable instance, Clark recounted being benched during the fourth quarter after committing consecutive turnovers. White used this as a teaching moment, emphasizing situational awareness and the importance of making smart decisions based on game circumstances.
Dog, it is what it is. I don't know who the hell she is, bro. I really, really, really don't. I ain't lying, man. But it is okay. Here goes some footage of her, bro. Is this some footage of her? Yeah. So here goes some footage of her playing. I knew it was probably gonna be some. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Your time.
Clark acknowledged the learning process, describing how she restrained herself from making risky passes in transition situations. The discussion highlighted the ongoing development of Clark's court vision and basketball IQ. White's coaching approach appears focused on helping Clark understand when to be aggressive versus when to prioritize ball security. This represents part of the adjustment process as Clark transitions to the professional level. Clark also reflected on fan interactions and the responsibility she feels towards supporters who invest time and money to attend games.
Times will come, my demon. Let's see, bruh. Why do this to me? 5'9", 28 years old, PG. Yeah, I don't know nothing about these European players, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't follow like women's basketball like that, bro. Not like these other dudes, bro. Like I just don't. So there it is, man. They signed another player.
But I think that's even been.
She mentioned spending extended time signing autographs, particularly when injured, as a way to connect with fans and show appreciation for their continued support. The interview touched on Clark's injury recovery process and the challenges of missing game time. She expressed understanding of how her absence affects attendance and fan engagement, while also acknowledging the need to prioritize her health and long-term career prospects. Clark shared anecdotes about interactions with the coaching staff, including playful conversations about past playoff matchups. These exchanges demonstrate the developing relationships between players and coaches as they build team chemistry.
But I think that's even been something like me and Steph have like always talk about when we go and watch film. And even like that New York game where like I played really, really well. Obviously scored a lot of points. I think I had 9 assists or 10 assists that game. This just this last game this year. Mm-hmm. I started the fourth quarter off with like 3 turnovers in a row or 2 turnovers in a row. And Steph yanked me and she was like, this is like a learning moment. Like you got to be able to like, yes, like maybe it could have been there. Like maybe you could have thrown a little bit better of a pass. Maybe they could have caught it. But like, do we need that in this moment? Like, no. Right. And then she subbed me back in.
Regarding the team's offensive system, Clark's comments suggest ongoing adjustments and learning curves. The integration of new players and coaching philosophies requires time and patience from all parties involved. Clark's willingness to adapt while maintaining her competitive edge appears central to the team's development plans. The broader context of these developments points to an organization in transition. With new personnel additions, coaching adjustments, and player development priorities, the Fever are working to establish their identity for the upcoming season.
And then she subbed me back in, and there was a play where I kind of got a steal and like we're going in transition and Kelsey Mitchell just like takes off down the middle of the floor. And so there's like 2 people kind of by her. And I literally like go to grab the ball and then I like just dribble out and I like literally just start smiling so big. And I look at Steph and I like told her after the game. That better be on film. Yeah. I'm like, you don't understand how hard it was for me to not throw that. And she's like, oh, I know. Trust me. Everybody was like, we saw you about to throw that. But I think it's just like kind of a learning process. And it goes back to like,
Lambert's addition provides depth at the guard position while the team continues to manage injury concerns. Her European experience brings a different perspective to the roster, potentially offering tactical options that weren't previously available to the coaching staff. The timing of this signing, combined with Clark's recovery timeline, suggests the organization is preparing for various scenarios as they approach the season's second half. Both developments reflect the team's commitment to maximizing their competitive potential despite current challenges. As the roster continues to evolve, the integration of new players with existing team chemistry will be crucial.
Players still have a sticking point. All right, now keep in mind they're trying to get a new CBA. They want a pay raise. The new media rights deal is coming. With the new media rights deal, and look, make no mistake, merch aside, attendance aside, where the money in sports is with television rights, period. Let's not get confused. Yeah, sure, there's some other change with attendance and this and that and the other, merch, whatever their own personal brands are getting. Yeah, okay.
Lambert's adaptation to the WNBA style of play, combined with Clark's return from injury, could significantly impact the team's performance trajectory. The ongoing dialogue between players and coaches, as evidenced in Clark's recent interviews, demonstrates the collaborative approach being taken to address team needs. This communication appears essential as the organization works to align individual talents with collective goals. These recent developments collectively illustrate a franchise actively working to position itself for success. Whether through international signings, coaching adjustments, or player development initiatives, the Fever are demonstrating their commitment to improvement across multiple areas of operation.
whatever their own personal brands are getting, yeah, okay, fine. But far as salaries go, it's television rights money. All right. It's what happened in the MLB. It's what's happened in the NBA. And certainly what has happened in the National Football League and college football now that they're getting paid for something as well. I mean, college football is really the second most valuable sporting brand that there is now, right? So,
recent developments in WNBA collective bargaining agreement discussions have revealed potentially concerning decisions by players regarding salary negotiations. An ESPN report highlighted critical details about ongoing contract talks that may lead to work stoppage issues. The league currently faces significant negotiations as the existing CBA approaches its October 31st expiration date. These discussions have become the most pressing matter for the organization heading into 2025, with both sides working to avoid a potential lockout scenario. Television rights revenue represents the primary financial driver for professional sports leagues, far exceeding income from ticket sales or merchandise.
I saw this, and there was a portion of this that dropped my jaw. WNBA CBA negotiations from revenue sharing to potential lockout. Now, they're trying to avoid a potential lockout. Gabby Williams came out and said from the All-Star game that the owners really and truly don't want them playing an Unrivaled. In fact, they don't even want Unrivaled to exist anymore. And I was like, well, yeah, no shit, because it's a professional basketball league they see as a...
This pattern holds true across Major League Baseball, the NBA, and the National Football League. The WNBA recently secured a substantial media rights increase, jumping from approximately $60 million to an estimated $240, $270 million annually. This dramatic revenue boost stems largely from the massive audience growth generated by one particular player's impact on league popularity. The Iowa product who now plays point guard in Indiana has fundamentally changed the WNBA's television appeal, bringing mainstream sports fans into the league's viewership base for the first time. However, television ratings have begun declining during this star player's extended absence due to injury.
Shit, because it's a professional basketball league they see as a competitive force. And now that you're starting to see WNBA ratings regress, now that Caitlin Clark's been out so long, the ratings are starting to head in the opposite direction now. Now, they got that media rights deal, make no mistake, because of one player. We know who that player is. She came out of Iowa, plays point guard for the Indiana Fever. That is the only reason they got that kind of money.
This pattern mirrors historical precedents in other leagues, such as the NBA's ratings drop following Michael Jordan's retirement, which only recovered with the emergence of other superstars like Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. During July's All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis, players met with Commissioner Kathy Engelbert and ownership representatives. Players characterized this meeting as a missed opportunity to reach agreements. The situation escalated when players wore shirts reading "Pay us what you owe us" before the All-Star game. This public display generated significant backlash, particularly given widespread knowledge that the WNBA has never achieved profitability.
And they got that kind of money. They went from 60 mil to what is supposed to be somewhere between 240 and 270. 240 to 270 million. The ratings that came with that and the drawing of a new fan base into the league. Regular sports fans have entered the chat because of the superstar. But now that's starting to sort of fade a little bit because that superstar is not available. People will disengage.
Even former star Candace Parker criticized the message during her podcast with Indiana Fever player Aaliyah Boston, noting it created poor optics for the league. The All-Star game itself compounded the negative impression as players appeared to give minimal effort during the contest. This combination of public demands and lackluster performance damaged player credibility in negotiations. Revenue-sharing mechanisms have emerged as the primary sticking point in discussions. Players seek percentage-based compensation that would grow alongside league revenues, rather than fixed salary structures with predetermined annual increases.
Disengaged with the entire league if Caitlin Clark's not around. It happened with Michael Jordan. I mean, it did. The entire NBA, the ratings went down after Michael Jordan retired. And they didn't start bouncing back until really the Kobe and Shaq thing started happening. We knew going into WNBA season that the league's collective bargaining negotiations with players.
Current WNBA salary caps operate differently from NBA and NFL models, which base payments on percentages of basketball-related income. The existing WNBA agreement establishes predetermined salary caps with modest 3% yearly raises, lacking meaningful revenue-sharing provisions. The most shocking revelation involves the league's recent offer to players. According to leaked information, ownership proposed quadrupling maximum salaries, potentially raising the supermax from approximately $249,000 to at least $1 million annually. This proposal would significantly impact all salary levels throughout the league.
We knew going into WNBA season that the league's collective bargaining negotiations with players would be one of the most important issues of 2025. With no deal in place ahead of the current CBA expiring October 31, it has become the single most important topic. During the WNBA All-Star Weekend in mid-July, the players put the focus squarely on the CBA. Players described the meeting with Kathy Engelbert, an ownership representative in Indianapolis, as a, quote, missed opportunity to come closer to terms.
Rookie contracts, currently around $75,000, $78,000 annually, would potentially increase to approximately $300,000. Over typical 3 or 4 year rookie deals, players would earn roughly $1.2 million instead of current amounts. Despite this substantial offer representing a 4-fold increase, players apparently rejected the proposal. Their reasoning centers on preferring percentage-based growth tied to league performance rather than fixed amounts, regardless of how generous those amounts might be. This decision raises questions about player expectations and market realities.
Before the July 19th All-Star Game, players wore a, quote, pay us what you owe us shirt. Nothing did more damage to their brand and trying to get the fans on their side than that. I mean, literally, they came out for that. I immediately stopped everything I was doing, sat down, made a video on those t-shirts. It is the biggest video I've had in the last 30 days.
The proposed increases seem substantial given current media rights valuations, with some observers suggesting a 3-fold increase to around $750. 000 maximum might be more appropriate for current market conditions. The players' insistence on percentage-based growth creates potential risks if league popularity declines. Should the star player who drove recent growth retire, suffer serious injury, or choose to play overseas, television ratings could return to previous levels. Media networks paying premium prices for WNBA content based on current popularity might demand contract renegotiations if viewership drops significantly. This scenario has occurred in other sports where promised audience levels failed to materialize, leading to additional advertising requirements or other compensation demands.